This is the Robur Sweden safe deposit lock. It's a really cool small lock. It's basically a mini version of the Asa Twin 6000. Key is also quite nice. It has 4 side pins with falls and true gates. Those interact with a sidebar, and 5 top pins with gin drivers and matched countermilling. And you can only turn this core 90 degrees into the clockwise direction. And this is because of this tailpiece. This is a different one, a different type of Robur. This has barrel milling and barrel pins. I'll show you the tailpiece. Yeah, I'll start picking this by lifting the gin drivers into the countermilling. You just feel for binding pins, and once a pin is binding, you press on it, you will get a nice click. Yeah, 4 is in the milling now, 5 feels good. 1 should be in the milling now, 2's binding, 2's in the milling now as well. And I think I'm done. I'll just feel if anything else is binding. This feels good. Now for the side pins. Oh, I've got a very deep fall set now, which indicates that I need to float the gin pins out of the countermilling. And I do that by counter rotating and tapping the pins while I'm doing so. And it's open. I'll relock this thing, get it out of the vise, grab the key, get some gutting supplies, and yeah, I'll start by removing the tailpiece, which is keeping the core in there basically. It's just 2 screws really. This thing is not out yet. That's it. I'll just put those to the side, including the tailpiece. Sorry for hitting the camera. Screws are out. This is the tailpiece. It's really just a piece of plastic. And yeah, where's the key? Put it somewhere. Right there. Just twist it a tiny bit. I'll push on this, and then I'll just need a follower to cut this thing. Doesn't really want to come out. Come on. There we go. I'll turn this pinning tray around, and I've got everything up close. This is the sidebar. Basically identical to the Asa Twin 6000 or Twin V10 sidebar, except it only has 4 pins, except compared to 5 on the other locks. Sorry, I can't speak right now. Yeah, that's it. I'll put this to the side. Dump out the sidebar springs. There's one. Those never really like to come out easily, so that worked. Now for the top pins. Pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. match counter milling in 1, 2, 4, and 5. I'll demonstrate this by pushing my pick tip in there and lifting upwards. You can see it really grabs onto it from the other side as well. It's really nice counter milling, really effective, and still haven't taken out the side pins. I'll show those up close in a bit. It can be a bit tricky to remove because they like to stay in there. They are all the same because the bitting is on the key and the sidebar. I'll dump those springs out. One, come on. Oh, all came out. It's quite nice. I'll show a close-up of the plug again. And this is what the side pins look like. You can see the true gate in the middle and the false gates around it. And it's hollow on the top, and that's where the springs go in. And this is the part that interacts with the key. And now for the interesting part, the driver pins. Well, let me put that on the pinning tray first, and then I'll continue getting. As you can see, this one is also inserted correctly. Those are so tiny, it's really hard to gut them properly without them flying everywhere. Another spring. And this is a really tiny gin. Oh, don't leave through the holes on the bottom, please. I think this is what they use to drill the top hole. I'm not really sure what these are for. And I'll gut the other pins through the front, which is probably easier and also has better visibility. Oops, I hit the camera stand again. Now for the last gin. The remaining springs. I'll show the cylinder up close. This is the sidebar groove. And now another close-up of the pins and the sidebar. And these lips really get caught in the counter milling, and they're quite hard to pick out of the counter milling as well. It's really a nice design. And this is the bitting I mentioned earlier on the sidebar, basically matching the key. And yeah, that's it.